Hedgehog's homestead. Hopefully the wind isn't going to bother you. I'm coming out to the garden today to get a few things done, a couple more things planted. I really need to mow, but it's been too rainy. And I thought I'd give you also an update on what's growing, what's not growing very well, and plant a couple things. We're going to plant some more cilantro straight into the ground and some parsley. So I'm going to get on that, and first, that's what we'll do first. I did start a little cilantro, and in that same row, I'm just going to plant some more cilantro, and I just noticed that there's a nice mouse hole right next to my cilantro. I hate that. Anyways, here we go. Let me show you up close what's going on. So I just planted some cilantro in this area here. Sorry you guys missed it. And then I ran some water over it. I just kind of fluffed up the soil and put 3 seeds in each hole. Now right here, make sure you guys can see it and you're on. Right here, I'm going to put some parsley next to that. And parsley can get mixed up with cilantro. It's just fine. Parsley and cilantro in our area does better in the fall and spring season. So that's why I'm planting them now. We have dill here that also does better in the fall and spring season. Bag. And then I'm going to fluff the soil over it, and we're going to water that in. Just like so. I know this is our line, and so I think I'm going to get a marker for that and write what is in there. And a carrot seed, and we'll put some carrot seed in with my herbs, since I don't have that many herbs growing this time of year. Now, one of the other things I need to do is, looks like some of my carrots have been thinned, but this is a perfect time when they're about this size. These are the little carrots here. I'm going to go ahead and thin them to about 1 inch apart. It has been nice and rainy, so this is a good time to do it. They come out so easy. And I leave the strongest one. So all of these here where they're really close together, let me see if I can get a good view for you guys of these. This bed right here where they're really close together, or in this spot, I'm going to go ahead and take some of these extra ones out, leaving the strongest ones. So I want them about 1 inch apart, and that should be good. So so it's coming in nicely all by itself, and it kind of, I mean, there's a few spots where I need to thin, but not much. Again, taking the weakest seedlings and just tearing them out. And then I'm gonna also feed these with some bone meal, because they're a root plant. They really like their bone meal. Now that we got these carrots thinned all through here, I mean, I guess I could do a few more, but since we have, you know, the holes in the ground where we have mice, obviously that's still a problem. So we have tomatoes above our carrots, and these are the ones that I started with suckers, and they are still going for it like crazy. So there's a lot of tomatoes on there still. I should probably get in here and tie these up, which tomorrow I think I'm going to take my morning and just do a bunch of gardening since it's so perfect, the weather is so perfect right now. It's amazing. I love this time of year where it's starting to cool off at night. Look at that tomato plant though. It's just, we had a little bit of rain and I barely water my tomatoes. So they're just taking off again. And so are the hornworms, unfortunately. So in this bed, this is where I grew some second year carrots to harvest the seeds. I harvested the seeds, which you see the result over in this bed that's in front of this bed. And you can see some carrots coming up in there as well. And so I still need to probably go and thin very carefully some of this stuff here. And so I just want them about an inch apart. So we'll get carrots in there again. And then these tomatoes are still kicking it. Look at the more green. And of course we're getting a lot of rain, so we got a lot of cracks, unfortunately. But that's okay. They'll still be good for sauce, and that's all I want them for at this point, is just for sauce. And then these are our dog planted tomatoes. And so they just keep on kicking it. This is watermelons, which we have 9 watermelons on just 2 vines, and they are kicking it. These are the smaller varieties, but they are just prolific. And look, I got I grew some onions in this bed, and yeah, some just want to come up. So they're just keep on growing, and the rain has just made them get bigger. Those are pretty big over here. As you can see, look at this one. Now this is a smaller variety, so it to be about or bigger than my hand is pretty good. Volunteer tomato right there. I need to mow, but it's been raining for the last 3 days, and look how fast the grass has come up already. We have got cucumbers still coming on like gangbusters. I just, about 5 weeks ago, I planted these, and so they're starting to take off. Self-seeding watermelon. And then our cabbage broccoli is doing fantastic, that we got the other day from the Amish store for a couple bucks for 4. Gotta cover those up again. The wind's been making them come up. I planted a couple in the ground that I had grown from seed, so they're there. The peas keep on getting eaten, so they're not there at all. And this is our green beans. They are doing fantastic. They are now above the trellis, the climbing variety that I planted here. Almost each round is got a green bean or 2 plants crawling up of it. And then below, around it, I planted the bush bean variety just to fill in the whole space with beans. So we have 2 varieties there growing right next to each other, and it's working out fantastic. I pulled up this lettuce, and I need to give it to the chickens because it was just bolting. We are still having higher temperatures, and that's why I'm letting those watermelon grow. We're having some higher temperatures, and you know, it's 80 during the day, and at night it goes down to 60, 50. But so the watermelon's still doing fantastic. The tomatoes are still doing fantastic. So I'm glad that I've kept them in the ground. Our basil is a bee-loving thing. I'm glad I left it in the ground because we're getting all kinds of seed from the basil. And I will pick some of the seeds, and just like so, there we go. Seeds in the ground. There you go. Plant yourself. That's what I'll do for next year, right? Plant yourself. That's what we do. And then they will. I was a little upset because I have all these beautiful heads coming up of, look at this, asparagus. My mom almost didn't believe that this was asparagus. She goes, "It's a fern. It looks like a fern." I said, "Yes, it's a fern." And we didn't have any heads like this on it that actually looked like asparagus. So she almost didn't believe me, it seemed. But this is obviously asparagus when you look at it that way. And it's just, these are the ones that I started from seed inside. They take a long time to start from seed, but this is all the variety of Mary Washington. So these are first year starts. These are second year, and they are doing absolutely fantastic. And I am looking forward to having asparagus next year. So, from the garden. So I think I'm going to go ahead, and I was talking to my husband. He loves asparagus too. Let's go ahead and plant a whole nother bed. So, tomatoes, doing fantastic still. I don't like to pick them. There's lots of red ones on there, but I'll pick them tomorrow before it starts raining again. So we'll pick everything off of here tomorrow before it starts raining. We'll give them a rest period where they can feel the stress a little bit. And, you know, they're just better when they're stressed out a little bit. So, but I am getting all kinds of hornworm damage. And so not everything here is going to end up in my pantry or in a jar. But we are still enjoying, especially the little guys. And then we've been putting all the bigger stuff into the freezer for sauce. I need to make it a low sodium sauce for canned tomato sauce, because I like a good spaghetti. So, and all the tomato sauces in the store are definitely way too high in sodium for my body. So we will grow our own sauce that isn't high in sodium, and then if you have somebody in the family that likes a little more sodium in their food, they can add it. So just take care of your body. Beautiful, prolific garden that just wants to keep on growing. Oh, well, there's number 10. Oh, and this one was hiding. 11. Number 12. I don't think that one's going to do real great. And then, you know, you got Mr. B over there trying to give us some more. Thank you, Mr. B. So, anyways, that is the garden today. I will go ahead and grab some more carrot seed. We'll plant some more carrot seed, but that's about it. I'm not tearing anything down yet. I'm looking forward to these peas and canning some peas soon, and still harvesting tons and tons of cucumbers and tons of tomatoes. So I am loving this growing zone as I get used to it. It is not very easy to get used to a new growing zone. And Oregon, it was so mild. We had to deal with blight issues just like you do here, but here you actually get more rain than where we lived in Oregon. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my carrot seeds. We'll plant some more carrots. And I got videos on my garden on a regular basis until we harvest it all. And please look for those. I stopped for a while because I was sick and couldn't be outside, but we'll be harvesting, you know, whatever comes up out of these, and just looking forward to sharing that with you guys. You can grow stuff in the fall. Oh, and I forgot to show you another area in my new garden space where I've laxed on because our grass stopped growing for a while. So I need to start mowing again and adding more grass. But look at these pumpkins. And I have a patty pan in here. We have more pumpkins coming out. So I know that I'm just going to get as much as I can from this. And that cute little guy. As much as I can from this before it's shocked. I just wanted to see how fertile the soil was here. And obviously it's good. So I threw a couple seeds in. And so we'll just, you know, get what we can. There's a couple little more seed things growing there and doing well. So there we go. Good soil over here. Thanks to my chickens. And I will keep on adding to this area. We'll be lasagna gardening this area. You can see in here we have wood chips down. Got to get this rock out of here. We got wood chips down, and this was where our chicken coop was before. So that area is not as fertile as over here where the manure load was. But there's my chickens. So this chicken house we actually have on skids, and we'll probably move it every year. And then pick up any of the soil that is around there. So we have all this area that has been chicken manured, and then wood chips that have broken down, and then we're adding grass to that. We'll add leaves to that, and all kinds of beautiful organic matter in lasagna gardening it, which basically is just layers of organic matter, carbons and greens, and it's the same thing that I am doing on my beds. There has been wood chips in here, and I'll show you up close. You can see the small wood chips in there. And then you can see the grass on top of there. And then on top of that, I haven't added to this bed, but there's wood char that I'm adding to the beds on top of that. So I added wood char to this bed right here. And that wood char, whenever I put wood char in my beds, it has been soaked with compost tea. Which is over here. And so whenever I burn some wood chips or burn some things, I put it in a bucket and put compost tea. This is 2 drums of compost tea. This one's half full. This one, I need to add some more water to it. It's pretty thick with weeds and duck water. So I let my ducks manure in their pool. Then I bring that water over here and add it to my compost tea. And so that is what I'm also going to be doing today, is I'm going to be adding some of my compost tea to that area where I have the broccoli and the cabbage growing, because broccoli and cabbage love compost. They love high nitrogen fertilizer. So we will be adding that a little bit watered down. And this is the area where I'm making a lot of wood char. So I need to pick up another bucket and burn some more fun stuff. This is also where I burn all of this stuff that comes out of my garden that you don't want to put in your compost. You don't want to put in your compost anything that has blight on it or anything like that. So the stuff that has that kind of blight on it, or it's a woody texture and won't break down in your compost really easy, I add it to this area here behind me. I burn it, turn it into a wood char, and then I soak it in my compost tea. And so that's just one of the things that I do, and how I feed my garden with organic matter. I don't spray. I tell you how to spray because I have sprayed. Unless I'm having a huge infestation, I will spray. But if I'm not having a huge infestation, I'll just keep on succession sowing, because I don't like to spray anything, because I like to take things out of the garden and put them right in my mouth. So that's my excuse to not spray, because I like to put things in my mouth. Anyways, God bless you guys. We'll see you next time here on Hedgehog's Homestead. Bye.